Good day, viewer. It's I, Scootaloo Spencer, NitroSilverNigel. Wherever call me is all good. It's time for Season 2 thing. We're all here for OCs. Let's do this the correct way. You must remember the old rule.
Attention. Please don't attempt to steal the images of OCs from this video. These images were commissioned and are not your property to copy. These artists had worked hard for this and the OC owner as well. Please respect the content creators behind this video and any others. Also, do not attempt to illegally download the music from the episode. The musicians have worked hard to create such a great tune. If you need help, please contact the email below on screen. Thank you for your time for reading this and for watching this video.
Good show! And finally we have a new one. Time to rev it up to the next gear. Gearspark is here to stay.
What's with you and those puns, bro? You can't do this every episode.
Let me have my fun. His hometown is New Haven, a small town northwest of Philadelphia. His relationship status is complicated. He's kind of married but is currently dating his wife. He has one daughter which he has got to know 4 out of the 14 times they met. His occupation is adventurer, formerly order ward conscripted agent, formerly tinkerer, inventor, clockwork engineer, steam engineer, and general artificer current.
Changing gears for one pony is hard enough. Not to be said that it can't be done at all, but since we have our own things to get to, we best continue the show the best that we can. Now, meet the OC, activate!
Now, since we have a patron that pledged to us, we're obligated to follow through with this video with their request. Now, we will let them say their part. Continue my wayward companion.
Gearspark was raised by his father Anvil Spark, who was a blacksmith, and his mother Amethyst String, who was a jeweler, to be part of either of the family crafting trades. Gear never did catch on to either of them because they never held an interest in his heart. What did hold his interest were the clocks his father collected in Pegasus. Though he was born an Earth pony, Gear had dreamed of being on one of the Pegasus weather teams. Alas, such a dream was a near impossibility for this Earth pony.
Chase those impossible dreams, young pony. Those dreams are what make the world turn. Also, never let yourself fall harder than what you can bear. Be the power that shines in the dark.
Delta, you inspired me today. I never felt so much joy in my heart.
Just doing my job. Now if the video may continue.
Through ingenuity and with some new help with a full-hood friend who was a Pegasus, something wonderful was bound to happen. Gear had managed to create some prototypes over a dozen different iterations of achieving flight, none of which worked. He didn't give up though, he kept building them. It wasn't until his final prototype, a backpack with unfolding, fully mobile wings, powered by a mini steam engine that moved clocked gears with the help of arcane crystal, Gear would eventually be able to achieve flight. He just needed to test this device to see if it would work properly. Gearspark was so excited to see the results of trying to test this contraption that he climbed onto the roof of his parents' house during a thunderstorm, something that no pony should ever do. Leaping off and unfolding his wings, he began to fly. He only got to enjoy this accomplishment for a few moments when his backpack was struck by lightning, causing a small rip in the very fabric of the space-time continuum, which swallowed him up, dumping him into parts unknown.
Wait, so getting struck by lightning while flying sends you through time? How does that make sense?
I think it's from the magic-infused clockwork stuff that was in the wing pack. I mean, if magic and science were ever in a mixing pot, they can have some very interesting results.
Even so, magic and science already exist in the MLP universe. But I will not hold up the video any longer than I need to. But still, that is confusing as all given things.
Yeah, if anything, we should concern ourselves with the next part. From my knowledge, Gearspark was lost to both time and space.
I was gonna say he's like Space Ghost, but that's beneath me.
He spent about 38 years roaming the multiverse, in which time he nearly destroyed a handful of realities, because how his wingpack functioned. It wasn't designed for dimensional travel in the least. The magic inside the wingpack would tear holes into the realities that he would visit. Gearspark sadly didn't know of this fact until later in his travels. This caused him to be eventually stopped, imprisoned, and then drafted into working for the Order Wardens, a secret police force that silently watches over the multiverse to try to guide it from total destruction. For every reality it visited, the laws of physics for those universes forced him to change appearances some of the times. The morphology of his body has been so erratic that he could have the same form twice and never would have noticed. Most times, no one was ever the complete same as the last. During this time that he spent traveling, Gearspark also met his wife. Whereas she was a pony too, the sheer level of complexity of maintaining a marriage with her has been hard on both of them.
She will go unnamed for an episode for later.
Gearspark and his wife were also lucky to have a daughter as well. Of course, with the constant struggling of transferring through the multiverse, maintaining the family has been a hard thing.
Now I'd like to ask is how Gearspark can maintain a family while traveling alternate universes.
Well, we may never know, what with us being tied down to this one universe in which our laws of physics dictate what we must experience. It must be a burden for Gearspark to deal with the change of physics in the many universes he's been through. Now we go into the history part of our episode.
Onward and upward to the history section. I'm back with our Patreon guests to tell their part.
After being sent back to Equestria from his adventures, Gearspark found himself once more changed, and this time for the better. Whereas he spent 38 years bouncing around the multiverse in his home universe, he only spent 15 years away. This was from the effects of time dilation, due to other universes having different aspects of time. No longer was he a young colt. He was now in his mid-20s, but still mentally older than what he appeared to be. The first thing he did was visit his parents, who had believed their son to be dead. After proving that he was still alive, he moved on to have a simple life. Gearspark got into tinkering small time, as well as getting into some steam clockwork engineering. The final part of his that he got back together was dealing with what he experienced. He knew that in his universe, that technology was vastly behind what he was accustomed to. He is sure to keep much of his technical knowledge under lock and key. Gearspark also wanted to pursue a career field that called to him, a wing prosthetics maker for amputee or crippled Pegasi.
Again, that could be interpreted as a joke for that one filly who just got an episode about her parents.
Scootaloo.
Gesundheit, Nitricus.
No, that's the name of the filly you were thinking of. Her name is Scootaloo.
Well, either way, good to finally know that she has parents after 9 seasons of not knowing a thing about them. But back to my point, it's good that he wants to help those ponies that can't fly on their own due to disabilities. Nice of him.
As of late, Gearspark found that his daughter has appeared in this universe, but without the presence of his wife. This made him very sad and drove him to search as much as he could until finally he did manage to find his wife's incarnation in Equestria, who has no memory of him. He now spends his days tinkering and manufacturing little inventions alongside dating his now girlfriend. However, if some were to affect the status quo of Equestria, Gearspark is going to be the one to bite the bullet and be an adventurer again, whether any pony agrees with it or not. He has a rented out house and workshop in Ponyville, where he is currently staying.
Now for the fun part, the personality traits. Gearspark is a social pony like any social creature would be. He loves to be surrounded by loved ones. However, when near strangers, he likes to keep a smile at all times to show his kind nature. Don't mistake his kindness for weakness though. His most used facial experience is a single high arched eyebrow with a confident smirk. Now for the special facts. Gear has retained all of his adventuring knowledge, so that he had the vigor of a youth with the experience of an old veteran. He is often seen in a brown desert jacket with many inside pockets, and sometimes is seen with his odd-looking special goggles that has special magical perception, setting, and a wing pack. Usually the wing pack is over shaped with metal and wings that unfold like Pegasus wings that have it complete with metal feathers. His likes are works of art, especially if they're made from old junk, works of engineering, tinkering, and inventing computers, reading magic and history. Dislikes includes bad ponies that do bad things, how ridiculous and complicated governments can get, and complacency. Now without looking at this awesome OC, I wish them the best of luck in their endeavors. Now to have in the video and I hope that you, the favorite viewer, had a good time watching. Now DJ, play us out!
The music of this video is provided by Doivas, a super fabulous brony musician, and the visual talents belong to Notetaker, a well-versed artist in the fandom. The second voice actor is me, DeltaMX, and our Patreon supporter guest voice actor is Dexalot. Thanks for the support. Please support them by going to their links in the video description.
Hope you enjoyed the works as I did. Remember to smile.